What's going on? Welcome. Doing some paint today. Hope you all are having a good day. Just gonna dive right in here. Spray a little water on the palette. Just gonna continue with this cabin. Hope that everyone can hear me okay. Gonna just keep going with the highlights. Still drawn to finishing it. I think it's because I'm just still having lots of thoughts about it. It's close though to the point where I want to jump to another spot. Actually, there's a little more weight coming out of this. Just enough. A little bit of gray. I'm going to throw a little bit of blue on the palette too. Over on this side. For a couple different kind of grays. Hey, what's going on? Yes, sounds great. Happy Thursday. Great. Glad to hear it. Thanks for letting me know, and happy Thursday to you too. Going to be continuing on the cabin today, or whatever. I call it something new every time. Just needs some more development before I'm happy with moving on from it. Start with some knife mixing here. Let's see, where did I put the other one down? Give it a go again. Let's see, oh no, this isn't it either. I thought I had it anyway. Never mind, I'll just use this one. How goes your Thursday, Stephanie? creating some different browns here. I'm actually going to cut some of this into the blue. Which will probably make like a dark green gray. Dark muted. That's because there's a lot of yellow in that brown. That's how I've learned to think of a color anyways. What are the parts that make up the color? It's going great, man. Mariah coming over this evening, going to make some lasagna and chill with you. Nice, nice. I'll be going probably 2.5 hours here on stream for today, so hope I catch them. If not, there's always tomorrow. And if not tomorrow, there's always the next day. I added more of the brown into the mix with the blue. Gonna put even more brown on the palette. Make my highlight color here again. That was way too much gray. Oh, that's what I didn't do. I knew I was forgetting something. I didn't put black down. Gotta have the black. Way more this time. I always find myself using more than I think. Alright, I'm just gonna toss that in there. Mix that all up. Then I'll join the piles with the brush. Doing like the heavy lifting part of the mixing. Cut half that into the black. Get a darker version. And then cut half of that into the remaining black. Get an even darker version. Okay, and then I'm gonna take a little bit of this lighter, darker version and mix it with a little bit of white off to the side. Just see what it gives me. I think every time I mix a new palette, I like to explore another new color to add. Or 2 or 3. I don't know, I'm always playing around low-key with like different color ideas that I don't get it all figured out. I don't think I'd want to, because I think that's half the color and half the fun in color. It's that mystery, how it could turn out. You guys making homemade lasagna? Or are y'all doing the old frozen, quick and easy frozen lasagna? Nothing wrong with the latter. Sometimes you just want to slap some cheap frozen food in the oven and call it a night, you know? I'm gonna drag some of this lightest brown into the... And while I have the colors fresh, I'm gonna spray them with my water here. Kind of puts a little fine coat over the ones I'm not using. Honestly, I might even want to switch to a tiny round brush for this, I'm not sure. I'm gonna gray it out a little bit, it's a little saturated. Hopefully it won't adjust it too much because to me this gray is pretty close to the same value as this color we're mixing right here. Sounds like a good night though. A night in company, some delicious carby Italian food. I'm sure you'll have some grape juice, apple juice, right? I'm gonna switch brushes, because this one's a little too big. Go to a round brush here. Ah, that was really great frozen one we discovered. Making some fresh garlic bread, a nice salad, lots of grape juice. Aha! Caught you on the frozen lasagna, ha! No, I'm just kidding, it doesn't matter. I ain't judging. You better know how to make homemade lasagna or you're not a good person. Alright, let me see how this looks. I'll roll with it. And I want this highlight to be different than the highlight coming from the windows because they're a little bit more yellow. See if I can keep that looking separate there. Yeah, honestly, I want this to be a board. I don't know why I haven't colored that in yet. Yeah, this round brush will do. I have Steve's mom's lasagna recipe when shit is serious. It's alright, you're not gonna be all defensive, I was just kidding. Man, my hand ain't steady right now. I gotta warm up. We have this here. I think some things will start making more sense once I get this particular highlight in. There's a lot that's still just like etched out. You know I kid, I'm sarcastic. What's life without a little ball busting, you know what I mean? The thing is, sometimes I gotta be careful because my tone sounds too serious. And then people think I'm just being serious. God dang, I can't hold my arm steady. Right, I also simultaneously can't like rest my hand on the canvas with too much pressure. All my favorite people are ball busters in their own fabulous way. Yeah, I've definitely been surrounded by that type for sure. Give my palette another spray here. I'll work from right to left since I'm a lefty. Smudge prevention. Alright. What time are the besties coming over? I'll be going for 2.5 hours here, like I said, so I have to make some dinner, but nonetheless, we're back streaming every day, so that's fun. As life allows, of course. The everyday schedule. There's always bound to be a day you can't. Or at least where the time changes to something random. Like today, for example. Got to it a little bit earlier the last couple days. As you saw, I changed my intro screen to be a little bit more entertaining. I also changed my intermission screens to a video again. So like when I'm get up to go to the bathroom or get a snack or remake some coffee, y'all at least have something to watch in the meantime. If you're still sitting there, of course. Five-ish. Cool. So pretty much like right around when I'll be getting off in like 20 minutes. Alright. Get some on this side. Here's where I'm going to come in with the dryer brush. Brighten up the fronts of these. I like the color I have for, like the color it is right now. I like that for the darker color, so rather than making the shadow side darker, I'm going to make the later side lighter. See what that gives me. And then possibly maybe go even lighter highlights from that. I'm gonna try to make sure to keep some wood texture in there, hopefully. Might even make me redo like the the light that comes from the windows. Make that a little bit brighter. Kind of turned out to be one whole board, I don't even mind. So I'm gonna bring everything up so incrementally, just to be careful, so I don't have to backtrack. And then right when I find it, I can know that, like, okay, that's the lightest color. Use that as my gauge. Realize there needs to be a shadow here. Gives a hint of the shadow by just not coloring it in all the way. I'll light up this front. The goal is to just make more contrast between each side of the house, or each side of each little house section, basically. Give my palette another spray. Clean the brush. It's getting a little too much paint on it. Overall, I'm trying to keep like the paint low on the brush right now. So that I'm not like painting it in completely solid. This deck won't be as bright. So I'm gonna hit it and then immediately wipe the paint off. Kind of like a quick way, it's like kind of a quick way to get a transparent effect. It's acrylic. Little instances. And then go back to bright here, which I need to dip my brush again already. Okay. Add a little more water. In a lot of cases, acrylic does the same thing as watercolor, where it'll, putting on a lighter color like this, for instance, it'll dry darker than it looks when it first goes on. It's just something you get used to after a while. Also kind of gives me another chance to bring out the cracks in between the wood, now that I'm going lighter with it. Alright. There we go. I feel like I'm going to get a little bit dimmer as it goes back towards this part of the treehouse, I think. I don't know, it's something I'm still gonna play with. I'm gonna work from right to left with it here. You sure it isn't too slow and painful for y'all to watch acrylic painting on this scale? Hey, what's up, dude? For sure, man. Good to see you here. Glad you're back. Working on a large commission painting. Yesterday we did some sketching, but the majority of the streams lately have been this, finishing this big ol' adventure out here. How you been, man? Working on the highlights right now. Add some water. A little more red than that. Leaned a little yellow. There we go. And dry it out a little bit. Been okay? Good. Good to hear it. I've been okay too. Like I was just saying, like, hope the big giant painting thing isn't too boring for y'all. So honestly, when I do this, it's a pretty like meditative thing. So sometimes I find myself getting a little zony, you know what I mean? Not being like super hyper engaging. Some days I have more to say than others. But don't we all kind of have that ebb and flow? Ripping into the highlights. Decided after looking at it today that things need to be brighter. Especially on this, unlike something like this board. Not drag my hand through that. Man, I gotta stand up for this one. In certain spots on this painting, it's been challenging to keep my hand steady, just because of like how high I have to hold my arm up. Just in little instances, not everywhere. And come back with a little bit of a darker color here. Even darker, honestly. Want the back edge of that board to pop. Probably bring a little gray to the back side of this pile of brown. I don't want it to be too saturated. Not too unsaturated, but, or desaturated. Is it un or D? I'm not sure. It was my fault for being sloppy there, painting into the edge anyway. Want there to be like a gap in the wood there though. I'll probably end up adding some screws and stuff here and there as well. I think that'll be some good level of pop there though. Everything's about that bright. Get back to this highlight color, which is going quick. Sometimes you just accidentally find that good color that you want right away. Acrylic, I go through brushes way faster than watercolor. I don't know if it's user error, but they just get beat up more. Cover your ears real quick. Gotta be careful not to go through that tree branch. There we go. There'll probably be some shadows happening eventually from this light. From the tree branches blocking it and all that. I don't want to cover all the leaves there. And I'll be able to refine that edge when I come back to the tree. Just kind of planning ahead with that there. I'm honestly not even gonna put more paint on my brush there. Another tree branch situation here, which it's okay to me if it goes into them a little bit. I would be so happy in this house. Would be cool to go right in and see what it's like, huh? Remember as a little kid, I always wanted that superpower. You could like draw on a piece of paper and it would like materialize. Like more, smaller objects though. Like you could like draw a hammer and then like pick it up, Would be a fun superpower. See if I can just mess with almost making a shadow here. Actually, no, I'll come back in with a shadow color for this. I do it both ways because of the nature of how tight the space is there. Here's where the tree branch got a little indecisive. Can actually come back in and cut over it. And you probably can't see it, but there's like a little smudge where I could tell I was doing the tree branch and tried wiping it with my finger. That would be in oh, that would be an amazing superpower. Oh my god, yeah. I remember there was a SpongeBob episode that sort of did that. It was awesome. Gonna spray the palette again. Doing it like every 1 to 5 minutes can just help things go a little longer. Probably recommended more towards the minute end of things. 5 minutes is a bit long. Okay, that's where I want the next board to start. Which I'll have to come back with my dark color now and got a text that just distracted me completely from my thought process. Alright, add a little bit of gray into this over here. Same thing that I did. Oops. And oops again. Just dipping my hand right in the paint on accident. Alright. Yeah, these brushes are giving me a hard time with straight edges because they're so beat up. Thinking of how the boards are laying on themselves, on each other. Okay, I'm gonna go to this house now. Well, it's all the same house, but you know what I mean. This part of the house. I think I want to do a rim light on that there, which was actually wrong. See if I can get that off. Sometimes you can get to it in time like I just did. It'll be a little messy though. Alright, I'm gonna check. And the highlight, probably stop around there. Because we'll have a shadow. A little bit of one. I think. Hold on, I'm gonna have to work it out here. being really careful not to ruin that nice corner I have on that window there. If I do, it's okay. It's just, you know, more work to come back. Man, I'll tell you guys, it's definitely been harder than ever to stick with like being an artist and believing in it. When you add in that pressure of the bills, man. Whew. But it's a good day if I'm still here painting. I remember when I was younger, I could just like grind on it as much as I wanted. Remember like being able to play guitar for like 14 hours a day, not even eat. Just go mad with it. Got a lot done the training days. If I had to pick though, I definitely enjoy this the most. Like doing bigger, or I would just say, you know, like leave it under the umbrella of like illustration. Out of all the art jobs I've gotten, I definitely like the drawing ones the most. There we go. I don't want it to be a solid color. Hey, what's going on, Daniel? Later start today. Hope you're doing good. Trying to stream every day though, whenever I get to it. How's your day? You coding again? Creating the world's next future AI? We are still on the tree house fort, whatever it is. Tree castle, that's what Stephanie is calling it. Guess I've had a bone to pick with it. Getting it where I want it. And now there's too much paint in my brush. Gonna take the spray. When I say take the spray, it's like this little hand sanitizer bottle. that I've had like since the beginning of the pandemic, or whatever the heck that was. And it's been trusty. Use it to keep my palette wet. Probably get like another hour out of the colors, believe it or not, than I normally would using the spray bottle. Went a little thick there. Just came from a soccer match. Manchester United won, so I'm a happy coder today. Yeah, hell yeah, man. Congrats on your team winning. That's fun. You know, I'll be honest, I'm not that into sports, like watching them all the time, but like I have like gotten into the joy of being into a team and just seeing them win a really clutch match. It's definitely exciting. And when I say like not much into watching sports, I don't mean like I can't enjoy watching a game. I just have like zero, I just like, I don't like follow it, you know, like no like player names and ratings and scores and shit. I feel like I can just get the front edge of these boards here. If anything, I always said I like playing sports. Even though I'm in my room sitting on my ass painting a lot, I do consider myself somewhat athletic. I've always been into that kind of sort of stuff anyway. More so extreme sports like mountain biking and skateboarding and snowboarding and dirt biking. But I always love a good game of basketball. Enjoy some of that. What do I do besides drawing? Well, a lot of other things within like the sort of visual arts world, like a lot of 3D modeling and Blender, animation, logos, video editing a lot. Like I do a lot of video editing for money on the side. Other than that, like before I really tried to start like working from home and take more like visual art stuff, I was like a construction painter for a really long time, like 12 years. Like painting houses. And that got me through a lot of life. But it kind of just wore on me after a while, to be honest. Breathing in the chemicals and dealing with picky clients that don't know what they're talking about. Mainly the chemicals and like risking my health on like 40-foot ladders all day. Most of it was cool though. It's good money. So anytime I was like sanding a ceiling and getting like compound dust in my eyes and lungs, that's when I started to like, you know, want to go home. Like dude, you paint a full day oil paint, you'll come home fucking high, dude. High. Literally. Not the good kind of high though. Like shitty chemical high. Your handed brain is working, so it counts as a sport. I'll take it. How old are you, Daniel, if you don't mind me asking? I'm 30 years old. The big 3-0. Already rapidly approaching the big 3-1. Can't even believe I'm saying I'm 30 already, to be honest. But I'm sure anyone can say that about any age, right? Like, you could be like 53 and be like, wow, I can't believe I'm 53 already. Just keep saying that until you die. Wow, I can't believe I'm 70. Wow, holy shit. I'm 93. What the hell? That's crazy, bro. But I always think about those like few people that make it to like 100 something. It's like, man, you must be like, alright, is this a joke? Like, when's it coming? You reach like 110, you like, you get to 111, it's like, Jesus. Not saying that you wouldn't want to be, but I just find that kind of funny. Because that's like way past life expectancy. 22, nice. Good age, man. I can't remember what I did when I was 22. I think I was working on guitar. A lot harder than I was working on drawing. But see, the thing is, I've always been working on drawing since I was like 3. I've never really put it down. It just goes in like phases. But ever since the, whatever you want to call it, demic, the music thing has slowed down a bunch. My band had its peak probably from 2016 to the beginning of 2019, and then that's when it's like, okay, looks like we can't go out into bars and stuff, so it was kind of a big catalyst to picking up the art again. Sorry if that was incredibly loud. You did music too. At 17 I was into making beats. Yeah, man. Honestly, like for a while I thought that was gonna be the thing. Like, toured around Tennessee for a long time. A good span of 5 years in band. But I've been playing guitar for, let me think. I think it's going on 19? Been playing guitar for 19 years? Wow. Can't even believe I can say that. And of course, on and off with how hard I'm shedding it, but I was into playing a lot of jazz at first, got into a lot of bluegrass. The flat picking stuff's really fun, like the energetic, fast-paced flat picking kind of style. But yeah, man. I would say my illustration skill surpasses my guitar skill a little bit more. Not that you could really like compare the two because they're totally different. But I would say like in the amount of like hours and dedication, drawing is probably a little ahead. In the last few years I've really made a lot of pushes to improve, and boy do I still have a lot of ways to go. Forever. My biggest weakness right now is like human anatomy and animal anatomy. It's a frontier that I'm slowly chipping away at, and hopefully someday I will. I'm not gonna say hopefully, I'm gonna say someday I will, because I know that I'm dedicated to making it happen. Done a lot of figure drawing this year and last year, and I can already feel the benefits I'm just trying to do like a pseudo shadow here for now. And I'll come back and bring it out more. The soffit of this house will be blocking the light here. Well, that's a lot. Why did you stop music? I didn't stop it. Like, the thing is, it's just kind of been, like, I just don't really have a band that's actively playing out 3 nights a week currently with, like, you know, trying to record an album and doing the whole nine. There's just been sort of a pause in that. But there actually is, low-key, behind the scenes, another project that's been forming between me and 2 other buddies, so been seeing where that goes. We're trying to meet up every Monday lately. Literally only the last month it started happening, to just jam out and kind of try out some new stuff. So the thing is, like, I have the connections now, you know. So like I've done a lot of footwork over the last 5 years, so that if I just, you know, if I have a band that has the set list, I have a bunch of places to play immediately, which is nice and good, you know. It's incentive. Because something that can be discouraging at first is like having nowhere to play, because you haven't like proven your worthiness of yet. So like no bars want to hire you because they don't know how good you are. But I've done all that work, at least locally, enough to have a few places to go test it out with a little crowd, you know, a little built-in crowd. So I'm really grateful for that. That's where it paid off for sure. And, you know, countless amazing memories from just playing music. It almost feels like it's like it was so intense and fast-paced over 5 years. It's like it almost feels like a crazy dream that happened at this point. But if you want to, like, see, the thing is, we were a really versatile band. So like, in one way, we had like a vision of like the kind of stuff we wanted to write and be crazy with. But in another way, we were also trying to make a living. So we did a lot of like flex work. Like in the way, like, you know, like we'd be playing anywhere from a reggae party to a wedding ceremony, to the wedding party, to a bluegrass festival, to a bar scene, to, you know what I mean, to a theater where we were playing our own original music. So we had like every kind of gig. But like as far as like the little go we had with our experimenting in music, you can go on it should still be on iTunes and Spotify and everything. I think I still pay to keep it up. It's called Route 40, ROUTE 40 is the band name. And the album's called Moving On. And it's just this, we had probably, after it all, you know, we probably played through 100 different originals that we ended up writing, but those were the 10 we chose to capture. You know, when I say 100, like, there was probably only 35 on the set list at any given time, if that makes sense. Sort of like cycling through 100. Anyway, be right back really quick. My bad. It's great. Your sister played it for me in Florida. Yeah, I would say like if I had another stab, and thank you by the way. I would say if I had another stab at it, it would come out a lot different. I consider that album very frantic. Like in a way that like we were trying to just like get a bunch of stuff recorded because we had this like rare opportunity to make it happen, and we kind of just threw it together, and we were trying to like prove our worth and show off as hard as we could. So like I'd say like a lot of it's frantic, a lot of it's experimental is a really good word for it. It's a very experimental album, like where not one song is the same. But I think we just wanted to capture a sort of overall umbrella, like, lens into what Route 40 did. That's what we ended up with. You didn't try to reach labels. We did a few times, but the thing is like, labels don't want what we write. There's a harsh reality in the music world where if you're not writing pop, you're not gonna get picked up by labels. And the thing is, like, a lot of labels fucking burn the shit out of you, and they do these 360 deals and control everything you do and the rights to your music. And so we played more of the underground scene, but like we made a lot of money from just like doing sheer footwork, just like playing hundreds of gigs, gig after gig after gig. But yeah, you can check out Route 40 Moving On iTunes if you really, you know, no pressure. Like, but if you wanted to see, that would be a good. Like that's why I'm like happy I did that. Because like now when someone asks, it's like I have proof that like something actually happened. You know what I mean? It's like no. Like I did have a band. It existed. I promise. There it is. Because it's one thing, you know, I could go pick up the guitar for you and play a tune and prove myself, but that's not the same as like, here, check out this thought out masterpiece that we all worked on together. It's easy to get lost in the chase of trying to make money and fame. Right now I've just been playing the guitar for fun. And that's felt better than ever. 'Cause that's why I started it. What you up to, Marcy? My cat just jumped up behind me on the chair. How is your daily nap, Marcy? She just sleeps all day. It starts like clockwork every day. Like 4 or 5 o'clock she gets up. Having multiple skills is freaking awesome. It helps in some cases. There's always like another thing to fall back on. It's taken a while though to like develop those skills for sure, and then like develop any sort of confidence or network around them into which people trust you to be good enough. What are you doing, Marcy? What are you doing? What are you doing? Where are you? I'm painting. You puking everywhere? No, you can't come in the front. You gotta stay in the back. Sorry. Painting. That's my compromise. Okay. I'm gonna gray it out a little bit more over here. Add some red. And then highlight this pole back here. I added more gray because it's farther away. And I don't know if that's the right way I should be saying it. It's not add more gray. I think it should be more or less chroma, like high or low chroma. I tried drawing so many times, even started the draw box courses, but I easily gave up. The draw box courses, what's that? Is that like a popular thing? Now you make me want to Google it really quick, just to see. Draw a box courses. Free exercise-based approach to drawing a book. So you know what it is though, like the problem I have with the statement that like anyone can learn to draw is that like yes that's true. Like anyone can learn to draw. But not everyone's gonna want to draw. Like not everyone's going to be interested in it enough to draw, if that makes sense. Like there's no way around not being interested in it, if that makes sense. There's a certain addiction that needs to be there, to be honest, like. Because what they're not going to tell you in like the be drawing hyper realistic in 2 weeks is that like, you know, that it's probably not your thing. There's a high chance that like the course should just start out by being like, if you're not having fun, because like the thing is I'm weird, like honestly, like I have fun drawing boxes and cubes and practicing gradients and shit. Like sometimes I'd rather even do like just exercises because it's like it takes less thought than drawing something with design behind it. But the thing is, like, drawing lessons can be inherently boring too, you know, because they're making you draw things you don't want to draw, and it's always fun. I think like the fastest way to learn is to figure out a way to combine learning how to draw with drawing what you want. There's a lot of clever ways to do that. Because I think like learning how to draw good has to do with learning the fundamental shapes of the universe and drawing them in perspective, basically. And there's like you'll find those shapes in any subject, basically. So it's like rather than making it a bowl of fruit, like make it like, you know, freaking like black hole sucking in a bunch of planets or something, you know what I mean? I think anyone can learn to draw, but you really need to love it. If not, you can easily give up. Yeah, exactly. Like honestly, I get off on like how it feels to like scrape a pencil across a piece of paper. You know, not like in a weird way or anything, but you know, just like how like people have like ASMR, like they like to listen to like weird shit on TikTok, like people tapping on microphones with their nails. In like the same way, I get like a relaxing, soothing sensation from the feeling of drawing, like holding a pencil and gliding it along a paper or pen. I actually like pen more and paint more, but yeah. Like there's all these little things that tie into enjoying it beyond just like liking to draw. I don't know if that makes sense. Not exactly sure what's going on under here structure wise. I guess what I'll do for now is like make it into boards and see what that looks like. Oh, you know what I did? That needs to be a bottom of a board there. But yeah, essentially we were on the same page with that, Daniel, for sure. And like because of that, honestly, like that's actually such a big contributor, like how it feels to draw physically, that it actually affects like what type of mediums I do. Like it's why I do traditional medium more. I enjoy how it feels more. I kind of like getting my hands dirty and like getting paint all over me, you know. And like honestly, I like digital drawing for like its features, but I don't like how it feels. Like I don't even like how the pen, like the squeaky pen feels, how it goes across the glass on the screen. Yeah, I think the loving part is the hardest part in learning a skill, for sure, for sure. Because it's hard to always marriage that perfectly in life. Like I feel like not every life scenario like sets one up perfectly for that, right? And that goes to say like anything comes with challenge and like having to push yourself. Like just like construction painting, there was parts of it that were way more tolerable than other parts of it. I would say the most difficult thing to do in drawing, especially after doing it for a while and kind of developing ways and like kind of set ways and habits, is to like go learn things that you're shitty at drawing at. To like take 20 steps back in drawing to learn something that you're absolutely bad at drawing. I think that's one of the hardest things to like keep doing to yourself, because it's sort of masochistic. It's definitely like something like I feel a little bit like when I sit down to learn humans and animals. It's like, oh, I just want to draw like an environment because I'm already good at it, right? That's what my brain does. But I have to like push through that. And it's always rewarding when I do push through it. Like every time I'm like, I'm glad I did that. And it's almost not even like the whole time really. It's like just the first, it's like getting going. It's like that first like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And then once I finally like relax into it, it starts becoming more enjoyable and fun. Did you ever try to give up on drawing? It's interesting how you ask that. I think give up would be the wrong term. I think the right term for me would be like took a break. Because honestly, I've been drawing for so long that it's always kind of felt like something that's been part of me. Like even though it's something I know I was just introduced to at a young age and I ended up liking it, and that's like the true science behind being into drawing. Because it's been like since 3 years old, I think my mom gave me a sketchbook. That's when I started getting into it. It always just sort of feels like I get burnt out and then I like put it down. I think I've just had like really extended times where I haven't been drawing, if that makes sense. Like six months, a year of just like, you know, I probably had like 2 or 3 drawings, 4 drawings throughout that whole year. Then I'll be like suddenly inspired to draw. That's the thing, like that's what I mean by like I can't ever put it down. It's like even if 3 months goes by and I don't draw, it's like I'll suddenly have this day where I'm just like, oh, I gotta draw something. It just comes out of nowhere. So yeah, I don't know. And at this point, being 30, like, it feels more part of me than ever. And I don't know how to explain it beyond that. Like putting it down now feels even more crazy than it did when I was like in my 20s. Because I just, like, in my 20s I had more of this. I still have it now, but even more so in my 20s I had more of the sensation like I have all this time in the world to, like, you know, take a break from it and get good at it. But like that's kind of changing more and more the older I get, and it's like really don't have all this time. And I want to be like as good as I can be. And I think like my biggest fear is to like know that I didn't get as good as I could have. So that drives me more than ever. You know, like as I've gotten into my 30s, like people around me get older, like people are getting older, like people are dying. Like it's one of those things where like I realize the Grim Reaper's coming for me too, and I'm only gonna get so many paintings out. And like just that thought alone, you know, it doesn't even, like that thought doesn't even involve any form of success. It's just basically like, oh my god, I want to get out as many drawings as I possibly can. If that, like, even though that may sound cheesy and like all sentimental, it's like, it's honestly how I feel. It's like I did the math one day, I forget what the number was, it's like, you can only realistically get out like several thousand paintings, you know what I mean, in your lifetime. Like, it's a lot more than that. I forget the number, but I did some arbitrary math. I was like, okay, you know, I want to be able to max out that number as high as possible, as many paintings as I can handle, or whatever. Not just paintings, but artworks. But of course, you know, that doesn't lead you to financial comfort necessarily by just being like, I need to do as many paintings as I can. Rah! So there's always that struggle in life, like the sway between being absolutely broke and having enough money to paint. Because honestly, it's always just kind of been spotty in supporting my life. It's like here and there I'll make good money from it, but most of the time it's like I make money so that I can stop making money to go do my art. It's like I make a bunch of money so that I can go do the shit that I like to do, you know what I mean? Like hopefully someday I can like fully convert it to like I'm doing this all the time and it's paying for my shit. But yeah, so far it's still, that's the way it's been. So it's like, and so like the arbitrary math gets even less, right? It's like you gotta subtract 1,000 paintings from just like the time you don't have from having to make ends meet and whatnot. Yeah, time illusion sucks. Yeah, for sure. So yeah, just want to do as much art as I can, really. I don't know what I'm gonna do about retirement and health insurance and all that, but you know, no time to think about that now. Whatever. If I drop dead painting, then I'm happy. If like my pursuit for comfort gets in the way of my pursuit of completing as many creations as I can and getting as good as I can, then I'm not willing to make that sacrifice at all. I think that's where I've continued to draw the line for myself. And I'm just gonna see where it takes me. It's often scary. Honestly, if it wasn't for all the people around me that support me, I wouldn't be able to do this right now. really comes down to the community and my family and friends that have lifted me up and told me, like, no. Like, obviously beyond lifting myself up, there's no success without community. So, oops, drop my brush. Sometimes it's just better when you drop your brush to like let it fall and not try to catch it, because then you just end up punching it. Do you work for a company or you just freelance? Right now I'm freelancing, but the company thing has been on and off. I've been on different ventures, like for like 5 months last year. I worked for a mobile game company called Vibe Games. It was me, another coder guy. I did all the 3D work and like logo and banner work, and he did all the coding. And another guy did all like side coding, like just system coding, like setting up the systems. He would do like the detailed coding, you know. Like one guy would set up gravity and set up like the money system and the currency system of the game, and then another guy would like tweak the gravity, make the jumping feel good, do debugging. And that was an instance in which I worked for a company, you know, had submitted W-9 and all that shit. But as far as like getting hired by a big game studio or something like Blizzard or Activision, no. They don't even let you in the door unless you're like some genius savant or have a bachelor's, so I didn't take the college route, so I can't say it would have changed my life much. You know, who knows what would have changed. I'm gonna go for a darker brown here. Ultimately, I've just felt like more cheesy and more sentimental the older I've gotten. Yeah, just like sitting here like, yeah, man, you know, I just gotta fucking enjoy the day and just like do what you can, but take one step at a time and just try to be happy, you know? Not that I don't want to send it, it's like I just send it in a different way. I think it's just a little more like calculated and sophisticated than it was reckless and fiery. Like I was on some time race or something, but hell yeah, coders and artists go together for sure, brother. It was really cool, man. We were for sure buds. So I definitely got a good dose of that sort of workflow, like that pipeline, you know. It was really cool to experience. A lot of topology correction and a lot of like fixing assets for the game so that the game would run smoother, so it wasn't as demanding, you know. Taking a character model that was animated down from 18,000 polygons to 5,000 polygons, but without sacrificing its texture map or its, you know, readability, all that jazz. I don't know where you are in coding, but the closest I ever get to coding in the world is like video game coding world, that area. See how bright this is. I never got, you know, I learned a little bit of here and there just to like make my side of things easier, but there was only so much I needed to know because they did most of it. I basically just had to get the pieces into the game make the game look good, tweak the colors. I worked in Unity too, by the way. I don't know if you're familiar with that game engine. I'm sure you are. That was we did Blender and Unity as the couple, which is a beautifully powerful tool set, let me tell you, for being free. I love living in the era where like the open source software has beaten out or has gotten as good as the closed source, you know, like Blender versus Maya Autodesk products. I'm honestly glad it does better, because honestly, like, the users like know best, you know, when it comes to like what makes a program good. Like the people that are grinding on that shit. Realize that this pole would actually be overlapping it. You ever felt like, hey, you know what, I'm going to learn how to code? Yes, like 100 times. Because like, it's really cool, like, cause the thing is like, the only thing that keeps, like, that's in the way from like me making my own video games for fun is like coding. Like I know how to do every other part of that besides the coding part. So like I even already know how to do like the cameras and the camera setup and the UI setup and clicking buttons, and there's a lot like there was a lot of things I learned in coding just because I would end up being like, how do you do that, you know, like, can you just show me real quick? And there's a whole lot of things I gathered through that. But yeah, I mean, totally, because like just there's a draw for me to want to know how to make my own, like make games on my own without having to need a team, because that's just fun. Not that like I'll ever get around to it, but I am a content creator after all, and I know one of the biggest spaces on YouTube is, you know, self game dev. Whatever it is, whatever trend they're trying to make, some, you know, whether it's a freaking stupid Andrew Tate game or a Roblox game, regardless. Or not Roblox, like, you know. Maybe some freaking trend, like the Huggy trend, remember? Or like Backrooms, like 100 people made Backrooms games, if you're familiar with the Backrooms. I have some experience with Unity. I made a few games on it. Yeah, so you know exactly all the shit I'm talking about then. Yeah. Cool, man. Yep, that was the shit I used. So we even got the same visualizations going on in our head with the UI and shit then. But you know, I wasn't the one opening up like Visual Studio, you know, Microsoft Visual Studio Pro or whatever, typing in the C++ or whatever. It's probably not C++ anymore. But real quick, I am going to take a short break. I have to go to the bathroom, and I'm gonna remake another drink. But we're gonna continue to paint here, so hope to still see you here, Daniel. And I'm gonna leave you all with this little time lapse to relax and watch the music. Thank you so much for watching thus far. If I do not see you when I get back, it's been fun talking. And by the way, is there anywhere I can find those games you made, or is it just experimental? I'd love to check them out if they're on Steam or something. But anyway, be right back. Here's something for you in the meantime. To, you know, go get a new drink yourself. Oh, and again, one thing I wanted to say that I said last time is like there's been some people that asking for prints, and basically before I'd have a website that would do it automatically, but for now just message me wherever you prefer, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and we can figure it out from there. and when we're in a little bit of a better place, I can resurrect the website services. But I paid for that website for like over a year, and only sold 6 prints on it, so it definitely was not paying for itself. Anyway, I just wanted to say that for anyone, because there was a guy asking me the other day. My bad, bro. I gotta go to, see you tomorrow. My bad, bro. I gotta go to see you tomorrow. And about the game, I was just experimenting. Gotcha, yeah. I have a lot of Frankenstein experiments I built in Unity myself. But yeah, dude, I'll see you tomorrow on stream too. We'll be here, hopefully in the morning, if not at some point in the afternoon. But so good to see you, man. And good luck with your coding. Have a great day or night, wherever you are. I always say that. One chick tuned in from South Africa. That's why I say day or night. So she would like watch at 4 in the morning. It's like, what? Alright, be right back. Thanks for sticking around if you did. Gonna continue here with the wet palette we have left. Trying to make my intermission screens a little bit better. Oh, 1 second, I gotta take this call. Sorry about that, I had to take that phone call. Alright, continue here. Has Mariah arrived? You said she'd be here by now, right? Alright. Now it's time to highlight this one. There will be a shadow from this little pole here. Not as drastic as the soffit shadows. Cutting off the bottom of that window because I don't think you would see it perspective wise. You would just see the sort of the underneath. I am going a little bit darker. It's very slight and darker than the color I used over here. Also a little bit more saturated too. It's me experimenting with just incrementally bringing that forward. I'll probably come back here at some point with like a darker black again to add some wood cracks back. The texture isn't coming out exactly how I want every time with the wood, so. But some of them I'm not touching. Try to get some bloom maybe with one of the windows, just ever so slightly at some point. Here's where I would see the black edge. And again, I'll probably come in and clean that up. Dry brushing, because I want some of that brown to show through that's already on there. And I didn't quite make the shadow for the pole big enough. But I'll come back manually and do that. That was like the best accidental finger smudge ever. It like drew the line perfectly. That was totally not on purpose. Sometimes it works out like that though. Alrighty. Trying to just keep it the same value here. But not overlap that highlight I did last time. So taking my time right there. My cat just scared me. Marcy, you can't sit in the front here. You're gonna get paint on you. I'm sorry. You're gonna get paint on you. Come here. Sit in the back. She always acts like you're murdering her when you don't let her do what she wants. Sit in the back, Marcy. You're gonna get paint on you. You're gonna get paint on you. I swear, every time I'm streaming. Only when I'm streaming. There's paint. There's paint right there. She's a white kitty too, so any color would be a tragic case. This brush is probably 4 or 5 paint sessions away from just being complete toast. Having to get rid of it. Marcy, you can't come up front. You gotta stay over there. You're gonna get paint on you, girl. Okay? There you go. There you go. Just relax back there. can even just, you can probably hear her purring right now. It's so loud. Alright. Add some highlights to these steps here. I'm still working out like exactly how these stairs are gonna be. But I do like how this looks here. I think the steps over here though are facing away, so they're not gonna have quite as much light as these. This was like an accident with the brush strokes earlier too, but it kind of ended up looking cool to me to have a sort of fancy stair set down. See how it plays out. Just trying to add some interest to the house other than its core structure. Now that I'm at the point where I can add details at least. So this would actually be a little bit of a diamond, like the thinnest diamond ever. Sort of like that. Just like that. The corner would probably be somewhere right there, but we're talking below 10 degrees of an angle. Real tight. I'm not gonna make it perfect yet. I'll come back for the final edge tweak at some point. And I just want this part of the porch to catch a good bit of the light, but not necessarily have like a super sharp highlight like some of the house on the right side. Again, I'm keeping my brush pretty dry here. I'm wiping most of the paint back into the palette. It's almost like I try to get the brush into a point where it's as if I already did a couple of paint strokes with it. I feel like I'm about to sneeze. Yep. Excuse me. Came out of nowhere. I see the kitty sneeze too. It's not just me. Alright, now I'm gonna brighten up my brown here slightly towards the explosion color from the meteorite. My red is actually drying out. Add the slightest bit of white here. Add more red back, because white just destroys everything. Try that color. push this side of the house a little bit more even with. The orange redness in the highlight. It's almost there. There we go. But I just needed a little more red in it. Mostly on this side though. Hit this up. That was way too thick of a line, but we'll live. Probably end up making the other side of the house as darker even. Actually could go a little brighter, honestly. This light red actually ends up lightening certain colors a little bit, which is nice. Unlike the true red, which is a lot darker. I'm learning more and more. I think when I first started painting, I was like, why do you need so many damn different colors? And then the more I got into it, the more I'm finding these little instances in which having very specific pre-mixed colors can help skip mixing steps. Get a little more white. Gotta be careful with the white because it's for some reason it sucks all the chroma out way more than black does. Gray too if you have like a neutral gray mix. Alright. Honestly, want to even go lighter with it. I just got too much white on the brush though. Add a little red. Tad of yellow. I don't want the wood to get too red. So you purring your little face off, huh? You a happy kitty? Are you a happy kitty? Yeah? You a happy kitty? She's being cute. Hey there!
Hey.
Welcome home. Kirsten just got home. See if I got it brighter this time. Yeah, seems like she was on the phone too. Works out. Hey there, you on the phone?
I was talking to my mom, but I just hung
Yes,
up. Oh, Marcy Beans.
Yeah, she's being
Hi, chicken.
snuggly, of course.
Of course.
While I'm on stream.
Of course.
Yep. What?
You're so talkative.
You're gonna get paint on you. Go see Mom.
Chicken beans. Hi, little one.
Go see your favorite.
Whatever. You know you're the favorite.
No,
Yes.
you're the favorite.
No, you are. Daddy's over here.
really bringing out the front of the houses to keep them lighter than the other side. Finish out the front side of these left houses while I still have the color. It's just about to dry on me.
Oh. Oh my goodness.
Not sure if this is the same color. It might be close enough. It's okay if it's a little bit of a variation, like I said. You want there to be little micro variations in color, I think. If you're going for realism, it's one of the best things I've ever learned from someone that I look up to that's a lot better than me at painting. I think I might have went a little too dark there. Meet it halfway. And 1 second, just gonna get a paper towel. That face she had was so funny. It look nice. I went a little brighter, whatever. I'll just stay with it. I move a little too incrementally anyway, so it'll probably end up drying where I wanted it. Like how it dries darker. Lighter dries darker. If there's any bit of transparency in it. There's ways to draw straight lines with the round brush, but you gotta kind of get it going first. I like the flat brush, where it's just built in. Probably definitely be first floor railings that'll be added tomorrow. Now I feel like they're actually starting to have a little bit of dimension to them rather than being so flat. Because both sides of the houses for quite a bit now I've had the same color. But ultimately that came from not being done with the design of it. So structure is very close to being finalized. I think I'm going to add maybe a few more additions up top. I'm thinking about extending this porch out maybe about that far. Just feels right. And I have another railing kind of going that way, and you can see it just crossing over there. Still letting a couple stars peek through. Marcy's all betrayed. Alright. Just trying to preserve the little gaps in the wood. Ultimately, if I had a functioning flat brush, like 1/4" flat brush, which I don't have any left. This would be a lot faster. But it's my way around it for now. Which, you know, gets the same result. I mean, technically you could do an entire painting with the same exact brush. But then that would negate the whole purpose of different brushes existing. Marcy, what's wrong? You wanna go hang out with Mommy? She's already back. Oh, Mommy went to the bathroom. Alright. Silly kitty. Seems like I picked up a little bit more red in that go with the brush, but that's fine. I'll just add it to the rest. Consider it color variation. Yes. It was one of those things where like I meant to have it extend out, but I stopped because I wasn't exactly sure yet. But now that I have the foundation and the base going good here. There's something, like I wanted the treehouse to seem a little homemade too, if that makes sense. Like not necessarily like perfectly built. Have a little bit of that DIY to it, you know? You can see the house better now.
Oh yeah. Now it's looking amazing.
Like just more of the wood and the shapes, you know, and stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Spent the last 3 days on this. But I'm just taking it slow. But I feel like they're not like just in the dark as much anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's where the hot tub we can't see is. There you go. Okay, so this is like a sky porch up here. You know what I mean?
Cool.
I'm gonna extend the porch a little bit there. Have another railing. Goes like that, you know. I mean, technically, you can just make it nuts, like have the whole thing like a treehouse just. But you know, I gotta stop at some point. You know, I can't have like posts going up and like holding this crazy structure up. Then it's just about a crazy treehouse, right? But.
Oh, also the world's ending.
Also, the world's ending. So what does it matter? But the fun part that's not here yet is like I still am gonna have outdoor like floodlights, a little bit like not floodlights, but like. You know, like 2 door side lights here that'll light up the poles from the backside. It'll have the glow of the windows. And then like sort of party lights up here in the trees that are gonna like light up the leaves inside the trees and stuff. I think it's just really painful to watch a large painting go down because it's just the build up to like where things look cool is so slow. You just watch me put like black blobs down for 4 days in a row. It's like finally highlights. I can see. It's like the first 4 days, it's like, no, just trust me. It's in my head. I can see it. I have the most horrible lighting in all streaming history, though, so.
Oh. Well, that's fun.
So someday I'll fix that. 2 more. Is that the ice machine making that noise?
Yeah, I think so. It gets excited.
And again, I want the cracks in the boards to be perfect. I want it to look like those old cabins they rebuild. Particular style I was going for. Or even, honestly, they have like gray mortar in between the cracks normally. And then last but not least, my shoulder's feeling it right now. I'm telling you, like I was saying the other day, it's like, how long can you hold a paintbrush out to your side before your arm fails? There we go. Cool. Next time I'll be adding the porch lights, the remainder of the railings, highlights of the tree, glow from the windows, bloom from the windows. There's still a bit to do on it, believe it or not. But it's looking more like a house that humans built than ever. At least to me. Aliens could have built it. Was the guy in chat was saying the other day, Bigfoot's a carpenter, so building things out of wood. So maybe Bigfoot helped you build it. He was your contractor. Oh, there's a little spot up there. And too much water on my brush. The dreaded water drop of doom just got me. Or in watercolor, it's just the water drop of death. It's not even the water drop of doom. Just no chance. There we go. What it is a water drop will hide on your paintbrush just above the bristles. And then suddenly it'll just strike in the middle of an important line and ruin everything.
Rude.
And you'll have to start over the whole painting from scratch. Mariah says hi. Hey Mariah. I'm aware that y'all are gonna be eating that secret amazing frozen lasagna. It's not gonna be Stephanie's secret granny recipe this time, she said. She says she only busts out Granny's recipe for special occasions. All right. Take a little bit of this darker brown I made earlier, real quick. I just want to darken over here, in between these two houses, just a little bit more. Because there is like an old highlight there too that was just not, I didn't attend to yet. It's actually not even dark enough. Gotta go even darker. See if that does the trick. A little bit of red into it though, because I don't want it to just be pure black. There's all these little red bounce rays from the meteorite sneaking into the corners everywhere. Really helps to know how light actually bounces around. It's really helped me. It's like one of those science things you can learn that randomly helps you draw. It's easy to like misunderstand its like diffuse properties and just sort of assume light will be places when it wouldn't and stuff, or the other way around. Okay, I'm trying to think like what's a good nutshell rule of thumb. One is light rays always go in a perfectly straight line. Unless like you're near a black hole, which doesn't happen. Or like some extreme source of gravity. At least, you know, in a place where it's down to earth. They're like little bullets that shoot in a perfectly straight line, basically. And every time they hit a surface, they explode into a ball that releases another array of little light beams going perfectly straight. And each time it gets a little weaker and a little dimmer. And like understanding that really helped me decide exactly where I'm gonna put like my ambient occlusion. Cause you can always just imagine, you just picture the ray and like, where would it bounce if you followed the perfectly straight line? You don't need to, and eventually you get a feel for it. Obviously no one can trace all 9 trillion rays of light, see where they're going, but it's basically like what video games do when you hear them say like turn on ray tracing. That like whole movement of ray tracing in video games. It's exactly what is happening. It's how the game decides how to light things. It's literally following those little bullets everywhere and seeing where they land. But it becomes intuitive like where it ends up and where it doesn't. Unless you're working with like more complex things that reflect and absorb and have translucence and stuff, but and then there's like different kinds of light. That's when you start going down the wormhole. Like overcast day versus sunny day. There's like 2 different studies that are worth noting. Because overcast day is when light is pretty much perfectly diffuse everywhere. And if you look at shadows, there'll always be perfectly underneath objects. If you look at a car on an overcast day, the shadow's directly underneath it. There's all these like subtle things you can remember. Next time, obviously, you're gonna bring the tin roof to light here on this, and we'll start at the beginning of the tin roofs. Not sure what color they'll be. I'm thinking like a classic green, woodsy green, or if not, I've seen like maroon tin roofs pulled off nice. I want it to be something that looks natural to like the house design, basically. But on that note, my palette dried out. I'm pretty happy with the progress today. And I have to go make dinner, so I hope you all have a great night. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoy your lasagna and your grape juice. And I will see you tomorrow on the next stream. Thank you so much.